These conditions, burn restrictions are in place right now. That's due to the high temperatures in the forecast and, of course, that lack of rain all across the area. So fire marshals around Spokane County all have now issued new restrictions just this afternoon to keep our communities safer and reduce the number of human-caused wildfires. So unauthorized open burning and all recreational fires are now restricted, and that's in place until this order is lifted. And if someone is found with an illegal burn, they could be charged with a misdemeanor crime.
Well, the town of Malden is all too familiar with wildfires. Last year, the Babb Road fire decimated Malden and Pine City. Roughly 9 months later, the community continues to recover, but there is still a lot of cleanup that needs to happen. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley was in Malden today and shares why tree removal is such a crucial step in rebuilding the town.
The trees here in Malden that are not marked with pink tape are going to get cut down. That's because they pose safety and health risks. Now, the rule of thumb, if a tree doesn't show any green, it's dead. But in the case of this tree, it still has some green on the top, so it has a chance of recovering from the fire. Clearing away these dead trees must happen first before Malden can take any other major steps forward. That is why the disaster relief nonprofit Team Rubicon is here.
We're here to help the city of Malden hopefully recover and start rebuilding.
The group is spending the next week cutting and clearing away about 1,000 dead trees identified on Malden public properties. Lead sawyer Brittany Ryan says removing them is crucial to the town's safety.
If we leave the trees that are dead that are completely brown, they'll just basically get to the point where they're a hazard and falling on things and causing more damage for this town.
Mayor Dan Woodward believes removing trees that burned in the Babb Road fire is an obvious way to see progress in Malden. Ryan told me she is proud to be part of that progress.
I hope by removing these trees they can see a little bit of growth coming back. And then we're going to start focusing on some of their recreational trails. So this way it will hopefully bring people back into the area and they'll be able to keep growing and doing what they need to do for this area.
About 1,000 more scorched trees on private Malden properties still need to be removed. Residents can sign up for Team Rubicon services by messaging the Pine Creek Community Restoration Facebook page.
I hope that they see a future for them again and can actually start to see their homes hopefully being rebuilt again and hopefully just bring a view to the future. Our positive aspect that we bring to this, I hope it spreads to them.
Hope spreads in different ways. This week in Malden, it's spreading one tree at a time. In Malden, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
And as always, for the latest information on the wildfires we are tracking tonight, you can just go to krem.com. In the meantime, a man is recovering in the hospital tonight after he was shot by deputies in Post Falls last night.
The Cooney County Sheriff's Office said the man expressed suicidal thoughts and threatened to kill deputies. According to our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press, deputies with the Sheriff's Office and a Post Falls police officer responded to a report of a man walking down the street with a gun to his head. The man had also called 911 while officers were trying to find him. In a recording obtained by the Coeur d'Alene Press, the man told a dispatcher that he was armed with a handgun and intended to shoot or be shot by police. When deputies finally found him near Elm Road and Riverbend Avenue, that's when the shooting happened. He was taken to the hospital and is currently in stable condition, we're told. Idaho State Police have taken over the investigation. There are growing concerns the nation's mass immunization efforts have stalled. Idaho is one of the states with the lowest rates in the entire country. The pace of COVID-19 vaccinations has slowed in recent weeks, especially in the southern U.S. Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama have the lowest percentages of adults who received at least one dose. They are far behind the states with the highest vaccination rates, which are Vermont, Hawaii, and Massachusetts. The CDC is warning of an increase in the number of young people now being hospitalized with COVID-19.
I strongly encourage parents to get their teens vaccinated, as I did mine.
Officials are aiming to get at least one shot into the arms of 70% of American adults by the 4th of July. Right now, that number stands at roughly 41.6%.
Well, just yesterday, Governor Jay Inslee announced incentives to encourage people to start getting vaccinated here in Washington. But ever since that announcement, some people have had a lot of questions about whether they qualify. Coming up after the break, our Morgan Trout will be answering your questions.